Joining me is Brent Cook. He is an advisor to Joe Mazumber's Exploration Insights, which you've been with for years. Brent, great to see you.
Yeah, thanks. Good to see you again.
Did I even say your name? Brent Cook.
Brent Cook.
Yeah, Brent Cook, yes. Some of you may know Brent used to come on BNN's Market Call back in the day, and so we've been doing this for a long time. Always good to see Brent. So just give us a macro snapshot, if you could, of the exploration market right now, what it's like, and what the vibes are, so to speak.
Well, it's interesting. I just listened to a panel there, and Alistair, I forget his last name, runs a mining company, was really emphasized that reserves, mining or gold reserves, are down 40% globally over the past 12 years. And that points to the fact that these mining companies, in order to grow, they're going to have to acquire deposits. They're going to have to acquire legitimate deposits in safe jurisdictions and that sort of thing. So I think that's the place to be focusing, is I think we're going to see a lot of acquisitions this coming year and the next, particularly in the gold and precious metal space.
Interesting. So that's one theme, that's one trend. Anything else that interests you out there, either good or bad, about the exploration sector right now that's intriguing?
Well, there's always too many companies.
Yeah.
And there's almost always not enough money. So exploration expenditure is not keeping up with what needs to be put into the ground to find the stuff. So that's an issue as well. And I think the other thing is, once you find something, on average, it's 10 to 18 years before it's in production, from the discovery hole to production. So anything, any company looking down the road, like we need to replace reserves, this year, they're going to have to buy something that's ready to go, or start backing the junior mining companies. We're seeing that. I mean, A-Mark's got $100 million. Freeport is committed to, not committed, but they will spend to earn 70% of anything they find. Think about that. $100 million for 70% of something that, to start with is exploration.
Right.
So that tells you a lot.
Yep. We talked to Pierre Lassonde a while ago, and he described the famous Lassonde curve, but after discovery, he said that portion there before you go up the curve, that can be the killing fields, and companies can't raise capital, as we know, and it's a struggle, and sometimes they just go away. So is it still a real struggle to raise capital? Is it getting better at all?
I don't think it's getting better. No, it's still a struggle. And in my view, what we do at Exploration Insights is we want to hold a deposit, a discovery that is so good that the company doesn't have to develop it. We want it to be taken out. So that's tier one assets, high grade, high margin assets. That to me is the place to be. And there is, on that upward curve on development, you can do well there as well. But again, you got to be in a safe jurisdiction, and you've got to be comfortable with the technical reports and feasibility studies that they're building these on.
You're always gracious to give us some names, and you've got a few for us here. Let's run through them. Rubit Resources, this is a $900 million company with a project or projects in Finland, correct?
They've got one project in Finland, probably the best country in the world to try and develop a mine, or one of the top five anyway. They've got in the order of 4 or 5 million ounces at close to 2 grams open pit. And this is something that I think a major mining company is going to come in and take out. What's holding it up to some degree is that deposit goes on to a much smaller company's project, Orion Resources, symbols AU. And if they can consolidate those, that really lowers the cost of production, because they can take the pit much deeper, and it adds in the order of 500,000 ounces to the deposit. So I think there's a deal to be made there, and once that deal is made between Rupert and Orion, then a major comes in and takes it out. And I think Agnico owns in the order of 15% of Rupert, and Kinross is in the area as well B2. So there's a lot of tension there. It's just a matter of getting it together. So that's one.
Interesting. So maybe buy Rupert, maybe buy Orion, and wait for all that to transpire.
That's what I've done.
Yeah. Okay, that's what you've done. Perfect. Visca Silver, this is in Mexico, market cap of nearly 800 million. We know there's Visca Copper, the Visca Group.
Yeah, well, this is the silver deposit. And again, normally I don't go after these big, 100+ million market cap companies. But again, the theme being the majors are going to buy these things. And so to me, these are relatively safe bets. Visca Silver has the best high-grade silver deposit not held by a major anywhere in the world.
Really?
And they've got in the order of, I think it's, I wish I had my notes here, but like 600 million ounces of silver at a very good grade. There's a lot of exploration potential on trend in this. It'll be an underground deposit, so they don't have to worry about the open pit issues in Mexico. The community's on board. Again, that's something that, you know, that's a tier 1 asset. Someone's going to buy that.
Interesting. I like it. And then Clara, this is a rare earths company, Brazil, Chile, a little smaller, under 100 million market cap.
Yeah, their market cap is basically held by, is backed up by cash they've got in the bank. They've had a couple of major companies put money in at a premium to what the share price is now. They've got a rare earth deposit in Chile, and they've got one in Brazil. Both of these, the thing about rare earth deposits is you want to have what's called an ionic clay deposit, which is a much, much easier processing method. They process much easier, and it's doable, and it's not environmentally bad, I guess you'd say, as what the Chinese are doing. And I think and they also got deals going with companies in the US. So there's a play here where these rare earths are environmentally safe. They're going to be mined and processed, and they're going to come from a legitimate, you know, accepted jurisdiction, Brazil or Chile, to the US for processing and going into batteries and such. So I like this one a lot.
All right.
But
So
these are long-term things.
all right. So essentially, he gave us 4 ideas: Rubit Resources, Orion, which is tied in to that, has that adjacent property, Visca Silver, Clara Resources, rare earths, and so off we go. Let's get ready and sharpen our pencils and maybe buy some of those things.
Yeah, well, hopefully next year when we get together, I'll look smart.
Yeah, you usually do. All right, thanks, Brent.
Thanks, Mark.
Good to see you. Okay, Brent Cook from Exploration Insights.